whistle heard around the world.
A turning point in civil rights history.
By Allie Watkins, Halle, Wilmott,
Dan Stutting,
And Allie Stutting. Emmett Till, a 14-year-old African-American boy from Chicago, was brutally beaten and lynched on August 28, 1955.
the public's reaction to his wrongful death and trial outcome resulted in a turning point for the segregated South and the civil rights history. When Emmett Till, a young African-American boy from Chicago, was invited to spend part of his summer in 1955 with extended family in southern Mississippi, he was young and clueless about the segregationist culture of the South and the Jim Crow laws that prohibited him from carrying out everyday interactions with white people.
On August 24, 1955, Emmett and his cousins went down to Bryant's grocery and meat market. Emmett, wanting to impress his friends, went up to the counter and presumably started to talk fresh to Carolyn Bryant, the white woman working behind the counter.
4 days later, on August 28th, Roy Bryant, Carolyn Bryant's husband, and his brother, J.W. Milne, went to Mose Wright's house, Emmett Till's uncle, where Emmett Till was staying.
They dragged him from his home and brought him to a cliff where they hauled him over the edge to scare him. Emmett refused to cower the men. He decided not to back down to Milne and Bryant, no matter how much they intimidated him.
From the cliff, they dragged him to a barn and committed the unthinkable.
Emmett Till was brutally murdered on the night of August 28, 1955 in Mississippi. Emmett was tied to a 75-pound cotton gin with barbed wire and thrown into the Tallahatchie River. He was found days later by a fisherman.
when Emmett Till's body was returned to his hometown of Chicago, his mother, Mamie Till Bradley, was asked of funeral preparations, and she said,
No, let them see what I saw. My boy may be gone, but no other mother should lose their son to this insanity. As I looked over my poor Emmett's body, I got to his head, and I could see daylight clear to the other side. Now, was it necessary to shoot him?
Jet magazine published an article containing an image of Emmett Till's broken body. The nation now saw the true face of racism, and knew a change had to be made. But some, however, actually sided with the murderers.
The murder trial of Emmett Till resulted in a turning point for the civil rights movement forever. Today, our search for equality in America has made great strides from the early days of the civil rights movement. And though very tragic, Emmett Till's death has resulted in changes for African Americans and all of America.
'Twas down in Mississippi, not so long ago, when a young boy from Chicago town stepped through a southern door. This boy's dreadful tragedy I can still remember well.
The color of his skin was black, and his name was Emmett Till. I am Emmett Till. Come on.
Hey, Mr. Emmett Till, I bet you wouldn't talk to no white girl if you had to save your own life.
Yeah, I would. I got my own white girl in Chicago. And next month, September 5th, 1955, is our one-year anniversary going steady.
God damn it. A white girl has put up with you for a whole year? That is crazy talk.
Hey, now I ain't fibbing neither. Say, I'll go talk to that white girl in the store just to prove I can. She might be afraid to do something like this. Not me, just you watch.
Emmett, wait! Be careful what you say. I mean, she's a white girl.
Come on, it's no big deal.
Emmett, don't!
Hiya, fine little lady.
What you want, boy?
How about a piece of double bubble gum, please?
All right.
You know, I've been with a white girl.
Okay, now, that'll be 2 cents.
Well, you can keep the change, lady. See you around.
Emmett, you can't be whistling on no white lady like that. You'll get yourself lynched. Now let's go before she gets us. And stay away.
All right, Emmett, Simeon, y'all get yourselves to bed now. I don't want any bugs back there. We got a big day working the fields tomorrow.
All right, Uncle
Okay.
Bose.
Yes, who is it?
Is this the right residence?
Oh, yes, sir, who is it?
I'd like to speak with you and that boy. This is Mr. Bryant.
Well, yes, sir, come on in, come on in.
Now, where's all that boy that did all that talk?
I don't know,
trouble comes out of here tonight, you won't be seeing 65.
Some men they dragged him to a barn, and there they beat him up. They said they had a reason, but I can't remember what. They tortured him and did some things too evil to repeat. There was screaming sounds inside the barn. There was laughing on the street.
Night of August 28, 1955, Emmett Till's kidnappers shot, beat, and lynched him. Emmett Till was missing for 3 days, and in that time, his mother was frantic in Chicago, while relatives in Mississippi searched for the beloved son of Minnie Bradley.
And I found out about it 9:30 Sunday morning. I got up, called my mother, and told her the news. Because every decision I had ever made, and every crux I'd ever been in, it took Mama to get me out of it. And I took this one to Mama too because I didn't know what to do. Mama said to come right over to her house and we'd make some phone calls. I was over there as fast as I could, and that didn't take very long.
3 days later, on August 31st, Robert Hodges was fishing in the Tallahatchie River when he saw 2 feet sticking out of the water. It was Emmett Till, but he was unrecognizable. Confirmation it was Emmett came when his uncle, Mose Wright, identified Emmett's ring on his finger.
Within a day of the kidnapping, J.W. Wilmott and Roy Bryant were already 2 main suspects of the Emmett Till abduction. When Emmett Till's body was found, they were charged with kidnapping and murder. On the night of September 19, 1955, the Emmett Till murder trial began. During the trial, Emmett's uncle, Mose Wright, was asked to identify the murderers of Emmett Till, and he said,
Darhey. The strength of Mose Wright and Mamie Till Bradley was the true turning point. One black man standing up against 2 white men in trial was practically unheard of in this era. But of course, the public's opinions on Emmett Till's death varied.
Kill them rats, or blown up your whole stinking town!
So poor, so innocent. That Emmett deserved it. There are no shit right wrong.
"Justice needs to be found for this boy."
The jury consisted of 12 white men who were said to not be biased. After hearing testimonies from both sides of the cases, the jury was then sent out to begin deliberations. They returned only 68 minutes after they were sentenced, and the verdict was called
Not guilty.
The jury's verdict sparked protests, angry editorials, and a turning point in the civil rights movement. Within 4 years after the Emmett Till murder trial, 21% of the African American population had left Tallahatchie County.
Only 4 months after the trial, Look magazine paid Roy Bryant and J.W. Millen $4,000 for the confession of the murder. People around the world raged with anger.
The story of Emmett Till's death inspired people and events in the fight for civil rights.
Rosa Parks envisioned Emmett Till's broken body as a role model when she refused to give up her seat to a white bus rider, sparking the 1955 Montgomery bus boycott.
1955, Martin Luther King became leader of the Montgomery bus boycott and the civil rights movement.
1963, Civil Rights March in Washington, D.C.
2008, election of the first African American president of the United States.
For the equality of all races in America. At the cost of one young man's life.
This song is just a reminder to remind your